how do you research a niche? So this is another question that came in for my video per day challenge. And we're going to talk about how you do that as a tax professional. Now, there's a few things I want to say quickly. We're going to try to move fast so you're not on this video all day. First of all, understand niching isn't required, of course, but it can be very helpful because when you're the exact right fit, or like I like to say, a dream solution for a dream client, marketing becomes much easier and closing deals becomes much easier. So you don't have to do it, but why would you choose not to? Other than the fact that you just love working with lots of people, or you have enough people as it is without niching down. So I mean, it's up to you. But when it comes to marketing, niche marketing has its advantages. So let me just I'm breaking that up. I want to say, as you're thinking about your niche, uh, you need to research. But say initially, you need to know what fees you want to charge. If you're okay with charging competitive fees, then niching again becomes a little bit less important because you can take people who may earn less and pay less, or be less willing to pay higher fees, or less able to pay higher fees. But if you want to charge higher fees, or you have additional services, bookkeeping you want to add, in addition to tax preparation, for example, then you need to be aware of who's likely to bolt that on, who can afford to pay those fees. So it needs to be a viable niche with regard to, can they pay what you want to charge, and are they people you like? Is it in a space you like? People are organizations in an industry that you're willing to master or already have some mastery of. Because there's a lot of opportunity out there that may look good externally, but do you want to do it? Is this work that you want to get buried in? Because when the tax season comes, it's going to be hectic. It's going to be crazy, and you might as well be working with people that you like, or working with a group of people who you want to help. All right, so those are the core things to kind of think about. Now, how do you research the niche? I'm not sure if the question meant research before you pick, or research the niche so you can market effectively. I'm going to try and cover both very quickly. First thing you want to do, this is kind of happens in advance. Before you decide to target a niche, you need to understand what the total addressable market is. To the best of your ability, how many people are in this niche, that to make sure that there's enough work there, enough clients there to sustain you. So, just be aware. I mean, obviously, there doesn't have to be a ton of people. You don't need 10,000 clients. But if there's a smaller number and a lot of competition, it makes life a little bit more difficult for you. Not impossible, but if you have a larger number of people, your slice of the pie doesn't have to be as big for you to be able to get everything that you need. So you can use Google or Perplexity AI to find these things, or check associations to find out raw numbers of how many people are in particular niches. Like professional niches have associations and trade journals that may cover this information. But Google or Perplexity can usually find information, numbers about the size of the niche, what the population there is. May even be able to get you income information if you're not aware of that. So total addressable market, or the size of the niche. Also, how many competitors as far as you can tell, are in that space, and if there are any particularly dominant ones. Again, if there's a ton of competition, you got to compete. If there's less competition, it'll be easier for you to take a dominant position. Or if you can niche into something really specific, it's also easier to dominate in that way. But once you identify the number, also identify what the top performers, as far as you can tell, are doing. Not because you want to steal what they do. Wink. I mean, don't steal what they're doing. But try to understand why they're doing what they're doing, so that you can understand the dynamics behind what they've discovered that seems to work for them, and you can use that to inform and inspire your own marketing efforts. Okay. Don't steal. I'm not telling you to do that. Next thing, of course, is ask. If you have clients in the space already, have conversations. Why did you choose us in the first place? Why did you leave your last accountant if they had one before? What attracted you to us? Questions like this. What do you love? What would you love? What would it take for you to be enthusiastically referring us to your friends in the same niche? Questions like these, which can come up naturally. Don't be weird about it. But if you can have these as you're working with your clients, they will give you information about what attracted them to you, what sealed the deal for them, and what it would take to help them or to make them want to be your advocates and ambassadors. So understanding the dynamics at play, working with them, you understand the market. Asking them questions, you understand the market better. And if you don't have clients in that space, go out and look for individuals. If they're friends of friends, you can get a secondhand, not a secondhand. If you can get a third-party introduction, then that can help you do your research to understand who you work with as an account. I'm not, like, this is a friendly conversation. I'm not trying to pitch you. I'm just curious. As I'm building my business, I want to help people like you, people in your space, and because you're a friend of my friend, I was just wondering if you would give me 20 minutes of your time to answer the question, or 10 minutes. Maybe don't take up all the time. So there's that. And social listening or social media. If you can find groups that cater to your audience, you can go in there. If you can join, and just see what conversations are happening. Engage in a non-weird way. Have conversations. Read the posts. Spend some time doing this yourself, or have someone on your team do it. If you have a VA, or if you have someone on your team who can do social listening, just go and find out what problems they complain about, what situations they're facing, what stories continually come up, and you can understand what they're interested in, what they're afraid of, what they're bothered by, and you can use those to inform your marketing messages and your marketing approaches. And also, if you haven't chosen niche yet, if you can do this in advance, understand, are these people reacting, interacting, sharing information that's useful to help you decide one way or another if you want to work with them. A couple of things. Like I said, Google and Perplexity AI are great tools for doing it sounds obvious. Might be helpful tools for you to use. Ask the public also. You can find out what people are searching for, which can give you a hint as to what they're thinking about. And because people search for something they have an intention to do something about, that's information that may be useful as you decide on a niche. Also, SEMrush. I shouldn't be shouting these tools out because they're not paying me for this. But you can find out search volume, which you can do on Google as well. Keyword tool. These tools will give you a hint. A lot of people are searching for these terms as they relate to the niche you want to go after. If that's the case, if people are searching for particular things you know something about, what they're thinking about, which can inform and inspire what you use to create content, what you use to create marketing copy, what needs to be topics that you cover. Also look at Amazon. Are there books targeting this market? What is it saying? What are the comments saying? So this sort of research helps you understand people internally, the people you want to serve. If you're not already serving them, you want to get to know, are they a target audience that I want to serve? Is it a sustainable, viable market for me? Then these things help you understand what you're getting into and whether it's worth it or not. So I hope that's helpful. Hopefully I said something helpful. And we're going to keep doing this, for talking about building your tax business. And I look forward to answering more of your questions. If you have any, you can put them in the comments. You can shoot me a DM and ask. And for the next couple of weeks, depending on when you see this, I will do my best to answer them, specifically about tax businesses. So with that, I'll sign off.